The two ordinary hosts of this podcast are not professionals on parapsychology, extraterrestrials, cryptozoology, nor would they describe themselves as religious or prone to superstition. They'd also like to make it known that this show is not intended for children or those with sensitive sensibilities. Please listen at your own discretion. And remember, the truth is often anecdotal.
Okay, here we go. You're down on your luck. Need a place to stay ASAP when you find a quaint one-bedroom apartment for quite the steal. Your first night, you hear whispers in the hall, shadows dance without light, and your sole piece of furniture in the living room, an old rocking chair, rocks all on its own. These incidents and many more continue to plague you night after night, and the horror sinks in. You realize that you're locked into an 18-month lease in this haunted apartment. The subject of today's episode, hello listeners, I am Mr. R.
And I'm Mr. X.
A pair of normal dudes.
Reading paranormal stories.
Mr. X, what's your take on apartments?
It's all I've ever personally owned. Or not even owned, but stayed in.
Right.
I don't think any of them have ever been haunted, despite the age of some of them. But, I mean, we've been haunted by landlords.
Landlords, upstairs neighbors.
Maintenance issues.
Parrots.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah, that's right, the parrots.
The parrots, yeah.
Yeah, we've had a lot of scary moments in apartments. You mentioned upstairs neighbors. When we lived in Philadelphia, we lived under, I think it was literally like 10 girls.
It was somewhere around that number. College-aged girls.
College-aged girls, which you wouldn't imagine this, but they're not great with plumbing.
So when that many young women get together and they do this phenomena called syncing, where their menstrual cycles kind of line up with one another, and I guess the majority of them were like, we can just flush our tampons. And without getting too into it, our plumbing was took the brunt of that. So that was definitely a haunt for sure.
Our entire first floor flooded because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then another time, I think one of their bathtubs backed up, and so our upstairs, what is that? The oh my god, why am I blanking on this? The fire extinguisher, the sprinkler system.
Yeah, the sprinkler system.
The sprinkler system started backing up, and so water literally started leaking from the roof into a fire detector, like a smoke detector.
Yeah.
Which then would not stop going off.
Somewhat of a nightmare. Also, you specifically lived right under the room of a sort of hopeless romantic girl. I can't remember her name.
I don't remember any of their names. But, oh my God. Talk about apartment hauntings. They were the worst. They would throw parties, because they're college girls. They'd throw parties from Thursday afternoon into Sunday night every single week.
Mm-hmm.
But, which sucked for us because our little recording studio was just under their living room.
Yes.
So those 3-4 days we couldn't do anything in there. But yeah, whenever those parties would be going on, if ever there was like drama or something, all the girls would shuffle into that one back room, which was right over mine. And I could hear literally every word of their conversations.
Yeah, the parties were bad. Everyone walked around like they were wearing clogs. It was a bad time for sure.
Oh.
Anyway,
this theme wasn't pitched by my brother, but he did submit a story that took place in a haunted apartment. And I think we've made a joke in one of the first few episodes about how like you don't hear too much about haunted apartments. I decided to look up and see how many stories specify apartments, and a lot of them do, but I'm not 100% sure why they would mention that they live in an apartment, whatnot, because the stories don't aren't like specifically like, yeah, so I called the maintenance guy because I thought there was a ghost, and yeah, he told me it was just the radiator or something. Uh, no, it's just they're normal haunting stories. It's just
Yeah,
the title said apartment in it, so I was like, I guess that still counts.
it definitely works for the what we're doing here for sure. Um, which brother was this? Was this the twin, or was this your younger brother?
Yeah, it was my twin brother.
Okay, well, cool.
Well, all right, I guess yeah. Let's just jump right into it because
Do it.
my brother's story is a little long, but I'm sure I could read it pretty quickly. And it goes thusly. I lived in Stuttgart, Germany for 2 years, and one of the weirdest things about the city is how it looks pretty modern, but has some old history. After the war, instead of rebuilding the old historical buildings, they just kind of said screw it and built everything new. So it looks fresh, but is actually really, really old. I lived in a pretty upscale apartment, but for that part of town, the building itself was kind of old. My place was completely renovated, really nice, stylish. It was on the top floor. There was no elevator, just this narrow stairwell I had to climb every day. The stairs didn't stop at my floor, though. They kept going up, but I always just assumed that they led up to the roof or something. The layout was pretty simple. You walk in, and straight ahead was the bathroom. To the right, there was a cabinet where I'd dump my keys, wallet, whatever. Further right, there were 2 doors, one to my bedroom and one to the spare room that I never really used. Mostly just threw clutter in there and kept the door shut to keep the appearance of tidiness. At night, though, if I passed that door while it was open, I'd get this weird chill. I partied a lot back then, so I was always coming home late, maybe a little drunk, and without fail, as I passed that door, I'd get this tingle down my spine. I usually just made sure the door stayed closed. I'm a pretty tidy person. I like things in order. If something's out of place 90% of the time, I'll fix it right away. The rest of the time, you just sweep the dust under the rug figuratively, and sometimes literally. One night, I spent a good while cleaning up my place. I finally got everything back in order, shoved all the random clutter into the spare room, shut the door, and got ready to go out. As I was throwing my coat on, I noticed an American quarter sitting on the floor right in front of the spare room door. American money is completely useless in Germany. I don't even know how it got there, but I was in a hurry, so instead of picking it up, I just kicked it under the door into the spare room and left. Fast forward a few hours, I come home, tipsy, starving, made some waffles, chugged some orange juice, and was ready to crash. I got to my bed, sat down, took off my socks, and laid back, but couldn't sleep. After a while, I decided I probably just had to pee, so I got up, walked out of my room, and right as I stepped in front of the spare room door, I felt something ice cold under my foot. I looked down and it was the quarter. The same quarter I had kicked under the door.
Oh.
Yeah. I looked up and the spare room door was still shut. I just picked up the coin, put it on the cabinet with my keys, and went to the bathroom. After that, some more weird little things happened. Every once in a while, if the spare room door was open at night, I'd still get a chill. A couple of times I heard footsteps above me, which made no sense because I was on the top floor, but I just didn't think much of it. Months later, I was walking through the city with my girlfriend, and she pointed out these little bronze plaques embedded in the sidewalk. She explained that they were memorial markers placed in front of buildings where Jewish families were taken from their homes during the Holocaust, during World War II.
Right.
I just said cool and didn't think much of it. As we got back to my apartment, she stopped in front of my building, pointed out, and said, "Look, some people were taken from here. How sad." That's when I realized I'd always thought of my building as new. New things might not be haunted, but this place actually did have some dark history from the war days. That's the story. I mean, he did put a little bit after this where he was like, yeah, it's just a story I would tell people when they come stay over to kind of freak them out and stuff. But he also, I went and, because I have not had time this week to do a whole lot. So I literally went into my email, copy pasted this, and put it into our little doc here. But I thought for sure in the email he mentioned this, or maybe he just texted it to me when he was telling me he was submitting the story. But that whole bit in the middle there where he says that the stairwell keeps going past his floor and he heard like footsteps above him every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's because that's where the storage in the building is.
Oh.
It's like right above his floor. Yeah. So he's just hearing people like walking around doing whatever. There was definitely an explanation for that one.
Yeah, no, he had a moment that we would have to drink for, which is I thought nothing of it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, man, we really need to get Mr. E on to write that list.
At some point. I'm sure
Yeah.
it won't be too hard.
Well, at least he might have the opportunity to go back and listen through.
That's
What
true.
this would be our 16th episode. So
We're really zooming through, huh?
yeah, we've been pretty well, not
Consistent.
super consistent. Yeah, we've missed
Well,
a few weeks,
more
but,
consistent. Mr. E's podcast is. Look, we've had to skip the last 3 weeks.
yeah. But you guys have there's 5 people on that
Yeah.
one, right? 4 or 5 schedules that you gotta. You and I don't have anything going on.
No.
So yeah, that was one of our first user submitted stories. Let's see, we've had Mr. E send us one, or his mom's story. We have Jenna, now my brother. So we'll have to get a few more of those. Come up with some fun subjects around them. So let's move on to your first story.
My first story was posted in r/asknyc from user Mails Davis as of 2 years ago. The title is Haunted Apartment Experience? Because there's a question mark. Let's see. It begins with, one of my biggest potentially irrational fears is renting the perfect apartment and then later finding out there's a ghost. Does anyone have any funny or interesting experiences? NYC is old, so I feel like this could happen a lot.
And New York City has always been the most populated city in the U.S., so
yeah,
sure. I guess if there's going to be anywhere that has a lot of haunted apartments, it's going to be the place with no houses and
lots of death.
Yeah.
I guess not statistically more death, but just given the numbers, it has to be. But I chose this post because of the comments, and I actually haven't seen what Ethan chose here. So
yeah, well, there's quite a few of them.
Yeah,
or well, at least there's some lengthy ones. So
sure. The first comment comes from user Benders Are Good and begins by saying, "Ooh, story time." It was 2006. I was living on East 89th Street in a ground floor studio apartment. I was getting ready for work in the shower one morning. Finished, pushed back the curtain, and there was a man standing in the doorway in a red plaid shirt. I assumed the doorway to his bathroom, right?
Yeah.
Right. So he finished his shower, pulled back the curtain, and there was a man standing in the doorway. I pulled back the shower curtain in shock, looked out again, and there was nothing there. Panicked, I checked the apartment door, slide locked and bolted. Window guards on all the windows locked. Checked the small closet, under the bed, nothing. There is no possible way anyone was in my apartment. Cried and went to work. Okay. This is written in a really weird way.
I mean, I cry before going to work every day. So
right, it has nothing to do with ghosts.
It's relatable.
Mm-hmm. And lived there for 6 months before moving out when the lease was up. But to this day, I can still see him standing there. I assume, in his mind's eye. Yeah. Or in their mind's eye. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, the way you read this story, I would imagine a woman, but who knows?
Sure.
That would also be a lot scarier, too, from a woman's perspective.
Yes. Let's see, there's some responses on that comment. Do you want to read those?
Yeah. I like this guy's first user's name here is Phil, not Pete.
What's Phil, not Pete?
No, their name is Phil. It's not Pete. They probably get called Pete a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm jealous, but I'm absolutely fucking not too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be jealous of this.
Saying it out loud, that it doesn't make as much sense as reading it. They're saying that they're jealous, but they're also absolutely not jealous.
Yeah. I can't think of a situation where I would want this at all.
Some people are fucking weird, man. They want to be haunted.
You know what? We could put that on a t-shirt too. Some people are just fucking weird. Let's see. User
Jikim.
Yeah. Says,
oh no. Are we saying something backwards?
Oh, I hope not. McQuish?
Yeah, I'll have to isolate that and play it backwards just to see.
Yeah. Says LMAO. Same. Got goosebumps just reading that shit. Let's see. Second comment says, no, sorry. Yeah, second story is what I'll say. No, not story.
The username. The comment. Yeah, second comment.
Yeah, second
from
comment.
Sal's Pizzeria.
User Sal's Pizzeria has to say, I used to live in an older apartment and tried to shrug off all the creepy sounds and motions I felt I was experiencing. I dismiss everything as wind, creaky floors, creaky building, or something off in the distance. One day, I heard a faint knock on my door. Opened the door, nobody there. No footsteps heard in the nearby staircase, and there was no place for a person to hide. Other two apartments next to mine had no residents. Was a little creeped out by it. Days later, I mentioned it to someone who lived a few floors below. She informed me that years before, a person had gone up to the apartment door, knocked, and then fell over, dead from a heart attack. It was believed that the man had chest pains and was seeking help, but all he could do was knock on the door. Every time there was a knock, even with people there waiting to enter, I got an uneasy feeling. Glad I'm not there anymore.
Yeah, I think what he was saying there at the end was that, like, even if he was expecting someone,
right,
he'd get a creepy feeling. Yeah.
That's.
Go
ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's spooky, sure, but the idea of someone having a heart attack and thinking I'd better go up these stairs to find help.
Yeah. Well, it is New York, so it's probably easier to go up some stairs than out the front door.
That's true.
I love the way that all these comments are written, and just like these New York City people, like user mo3 _ replied to that comment with, "What the fuck? Now that's crazy. I got a ghost, but he's a nice old guy that doesn't bother us."
We can't all be so lucky.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got a nice ghost, or a nice enough ghost.
Nice enough, yeah. It doesn't do like chores or anything, but
yeah, super creepy too.
Yeah, definitely creepy. Let's see, the last comment on here is from user the Suburban Thug, has said, sorry, the Suburban Thug, who says, my old apartment in, Bed-Stuy? I guess that's
unless it's another Mr. E typo.
Oh, maybe. Okay, so this just says, my old apartment in Bed-Stuy was haunted. We named the spirit John Henry.
It's Bedford Stuyvesant, Brooklyn. It's like an abbreviation of two names.
I see. Okay, then that does make sense. My old apartment in Bed-Stuy was haunted. We named the spirit John Henry. He would turn on lights, open and close doors, and turn on random appliances in people's rooms. We cooked one day and invited him to join us. He responded by flickering the lights. We told
There's Nosferatu over there.
We told him we were cool with him making himself known, but if he had bad energy, we were gonna sage the fuck out of his ghostly ass. He was chill AF. Keep good energy in the house, and even kept the finicky plants alive. God, I miss that apartment.
Okay, John Henry. Why John Henry?
I don't know. Wasn't John Henry like the guy who could drive railroad nails real good or something?
Oh, I don't know. Let me look him up real quick. John.
Oh, it's sorry. John Henry apparently wasn't a real person.
Oh no, but that's the guy.
Yeah, that's definitely. In my head, it was a real person.
Yeah, well, he's just a folklore. But yeah, makes sense. Well, all right.
Yeah.
New York. What an interesting subreddit you got that from too.
So the first thing I do when we get these prompts is
Yeah.
I will go to firstly Google and then type in like haunted apartment stories, right? And if a Reddit pops up, I normally don't check to see what Reddit it's in. I'm just lucky to have it. But if I can't find anything via that, I usually just go to Reddit and check the likely suspects.
Yeah. See, I tried this with the last episode, the Jersey Devil. I just went straight to Reddit and in the search bar just typed in the prompt. So it pops up with like as many possible subreddits or whatever, just the most popular things to pop up under that subject.
Yeah.
Of course, that time I just got all the sports teams and stuff related to Jersey and Devils. Some fun little. You got 3 stories out of 1.
That's true. Yeah.
Over there in New York City. Well, okay, let's just go ahead and move on to my next one here. We're doing pretty good on time. So this this story was the first one I found, and I messaged you and Mr. E when I found it, and I said I think I hate the person who posted this story because he just reminds me of every dysfunctional I'll get into it after the story. Okay, this one is from one of the usual suspects, the Paranormal Encounters subreddit, posted by Captain Backwoods 2 months ago. It is simply titled, "Is My Apartment Haunted?" No question mark.
Mm-mm.
Okay, and it goes, "Me and my wife moved into a new apartment about 3 years ago. Everything was great until things started moving around. I smoked a lot of weed back in the day, so I chalked it up to me being high and not remembering where I put things down. I've stopped smoking heavily about a month now. I have my daughter over from another relationship and my son from my current relationship. They both drink milk. My son's milk was, I'm guessing he means that they both drink milk before bed.
Oh, okay.
My son's milk was ready, so I put him in bed and went to get my daughter's when I realized, where's the milk I just made? I looked everywhere, and she followed me around each room. His daughter, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, I just looked all over the kitchen. Why didn't you do that in the first place?
Where the milk is.
I'm talking the sink, the microwave, even the oven just in case, the fridge, everything. I looked on the camera so I can see again. I walk into the kitchen for maybe half a minute and walk out. So I wouldn't have put it somewhere difficult to find, but I can't find it anywhere. I feel like I'm losing my mind." Why am I reading it like that?
I don't know.
I guess it's just the pacing of it.
I mean, I like the energy.
Yeah. I tell my wife to check the camera after he already did, and she says the same thing. Only problem is we don't have a camera in the kitchen, so I can't see what happened in there. This is her second bottle today to go missing. The water bottle she had in the morning also went missing, even though it was in my bedroom that nobody had been in all day. This just sounds like every parent I know. They're all just kind of a mess and like trying to get through the day dealing with kids.
My roommate misplaces stuff all the time, and I genuinely believe that she's just very forgetful. She just puts stuff down in places you wouldn't normally do that, right? And then blames it on the fae, right? Be it like leprechauns or fairies or something. And then when it
pops
up...
Is this the woman that got me fired?
It's... Yes. Yeah, I live with her. Oh, gosh. And then anytime those things pop up, she's like, oh, I must have pleased them. And it's like, or you just... that's where it has been the whole time.
See, I have this issue where I wear glasses most of the time. I think I can get away without wearing glasses, but I've been wearing them every day.
Hey, hold on. There's a cat in my room, and I didn't realize he was locked in here.
Oh.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Pippin, I'm so sorry. Come here.
Mr. Mouse, where are you?
Leave. Yeah.
Mr. Mouse.
He was stuck. I didn't realize it. Okay. Okay, I'm back.
All right. So yeah, I was just saying, so I wear glasses most of the time. I could probably get away without wearing them all the time, but I've been wearing them for so long that my eyes have a hard time adjusting without them. And every day, at least 5 times a day, I'll take off my glasses, set them down, go into another room, and then I'll spend like fucking 20 minutes trying to find my glasses again. Same thing with my phone. My phone, though, usually the 2 places it's at the most are hidden somewhere in my blankets because I don't make my bed, and then probably fell between the couch cushions.
Yeah.
I still spend like 20 minutes looking for it, though. Looking for both of those things like every single day. But yeah, this story just made me like irrationally angry when I first read it.
It's
I was just like, man,
I, I don't know
you
how
can't
much
chalk this up to ghosts.
you can't. There's so many questions I have, but like I'm not sure what you cut from the recording or what you're going to cut from the recording. But this whole thing was commas. Like there was hardly any punctuation. It was a sentence ending with a comma and then another sentence, and like that's obviously whatever. But this person's brain is cooked, right? It's fried.
Probably.
And I could assume it's from having
admit it.
2 kids that insist on drinking milk at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's definitely at the end of the day because he says the water she had in the morning.
Right.
So I also, we had to cut a big piece of this because when I was first trying to read it, it was undoable. So we took a second to add punctuation and stuff. But I think I put punctuation in the wrong spot in one of these sentences. Where is it? At the beginning when he says he used to smoke a lot of weed, but he cut back. To me, when I first read it, it sounded like he said he cut back, and it's been about a month. So I'm like, that's not enough time to not still feel like the effects on your mind or whatever. But I think what he was saying is actually that he's had his daughter over for about a month.
Oh.
And so I guess they were getting into a routine, which includes milk. But no, this is definitely not a ghost. This is just a guy who either one, can't remember where he put stuff, or 2, his kids are fucking with him. So.
Oh, that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are chaotic.
Yeah.
You got to think about these things.
Yeah, I was telling my current partner about my ex's kid, who was a little scoundrel. But kids, they get up to no good, and if they think they're gonna get in trouble, they'll try to hide it. Like literally, I remember one time, she had her kid over. Her and her mom were outside. I went out there to ask them a question, and then all 3 of us walked back in, right? And as soon as we walk in, you hear running water, and we're like, "There's only a 4-year-old in here by themselves. Why is there running water?" So she calls out for her kid, and you hear the water turn off. The kid runs out of the bathroom and is just like all clean with her hands like up in the air, because she just washed her hands. But with this kid wasn't tall enough to see over the counter, so she couldn't see herself in the mirror and didn't realize that her entire face was covered in chocolate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's just like, so it's just time to get rid of the evidence. Like, kids are devious little shits, man. They'll do their best to
if
to hide their crimes. So
if I had a parent who I could trick by doing something wrong and then saying must have been the ghost, I would have gotten away with way more. Yeah, if they were like, oh, "You're right."
So I can easily believe that this kid followed her dad into the kitchen while he was making the milk, turned around to do something for a minute. The kid grabs the milk, starts drinking it, and then the dad's like, "Where's the milk?" Starts freaking out, looking all over the apartment. This kid's obviously going to be like, "Oh, I shouldn't have drank that milk. I'm going to hide it." Right? So,
yes.
Yeah, maybe you're just haunted by Parenthood.
That's probably another podcast.
Yeah. Okay. One that we're not qualified to do.
No, neither of us are fathers. Okay.
Okay. First comment here is from Significant Day 1749. What significance does the year 1749
I'm
have?
so afraid to know.
Yeah. Okay. It just says, get more cameras. Okay. I'm personally, I don't see the point of putting cameras in your apartment. Like having a doorbell camera, sure.
Sure, yeah.
But having cameras in your place is just weird to me because you're not the only person with access to those cameras. The company that makes the camera has access to the cameras. The security company has access to the cameras. There could be someone watching you at all times, right? And maybe that's what you want. You just want the safety or whatever. But that's just weird, man. There's literally a story of, because like Teslas, the cars all their cameras record all the time whenever they sense motion. And there's literally a story of a guy who walked out into his garage naked to get something that he forgot in the car. And the people at Tesla were sharing that video because they have access to it. So
That's so scary.
yeah, I say get less cameras and just remember where you put stuff, or just make another glass of milk. Like Christ. Let's see. Comment number 2 here from Captain Backwoods. Isn't that the guy who commented on the other one?
On one earlier in this episode?
That's the OP.
Oh, it
Did
even
he
says
just
OP.
post a separate comment? Okay. Yeah, the OP. The OP. Okay. The second comment here is from the OP. This says update. Oh, it's an update.
Oh, this should have been first.
Yeah, come on, Mr. E. Update. The bottle of water reappeared in my room randomly on the counter, literally in front of me. I looked on the camera and it just appears out of nowhere. I freaked the fuck out and told my wife there's no way I missed it. No way. It's literally in front of my PS5.
God, I don't know. I mean, maybe it did. I don't have an answer for this one.
Okay, so is he saying that he looked on the camera and from 1 second to the next, the bottle wasn't there and then it was there? Or is he saying that when he looked on the, because, sometimes cameras, they don't record unless there's motion.
Right.
So it could be like a period of time that he doesn't see. But then the next time he's in, like he walks into the living room, the water bottle's right there, right? Yeah, this guy's just cooked, man.
I think he needs to. I think he needs to maybe get back to smoking weed.
Yeah.
I think he's having withdrawals.
We should get his wife to comment. Maybe she has some insight.
She just bashes him the whole time.
The last comment here is from Nightmare76. They just say, just be careful. It's not a human living somewhere in your house. Log things that go missing, and it'll give you an idea. Sorry to say such an awful thing, but it happens. Yeah,
Okay.
I've heard stories of this kind of thing. Could probably just make a whole other podcast about just that kind of stuff. The OP does respond. They say, no, it's not a person. The only reason I know is we have cameras that see motion, and okay, so it is motion activated cameras. And a dog who barks and bites everyone except me, my wife, and the kids. But my younger brother lived with us for a year, and she still tried to nip him. LOL. She's very protective, so if it was a person, she'd be chasing them, and we would have found them.
This sounds like a good answer, but it provides me a new suspect. Perhaps it's the dog.
Yeah. I forgot about this comment because I did see this comment when I initially found the post. But could just be the dog. I don't know how the dog would put the water on the in front of the PS5. But
I've seen some talented dogs.
That's true. We lived with a dog who didn't make things reappear, but definitely made a lot of stuff disappear.
Man, tell you what, 32, what was it, 32 tampons? Yeah, disappeared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One day I walked into the room. I had like a huge thing of Twizzlers, and I put it in my little nightstand drawer specifically so he wouldn't get into it. And sure enough, he still got it. I walked in, and the wrapper was still there, but everything else was gone.
That dog had such a habit of being like the dumbest thing around until it was like time to commit crimes. And then he was the smartest dog you could imagine.
Yeah. He knew a lot of tricks and stuff, and
that's true. That's true.
He was a sneaky little shit. So yeah, I think the dog is a good culprit. The dog or the kid. As a kid, if I saw my parents freaking out over something, and this has happened to me in the past, if I see my parents freaking out about something that I did and I thought I was going to get in trouble, I would have tried to avoid getting caught at all costs. So
yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure they knew it was me, but this guy doesn't sound like the brightest dude, so it probably could slip past him.
One time, when I grew up on a farm, and I learned how to drive from a very young age because I was trained on how to drive in tractors, and then just took that knowledge and put it into a vehicle. I was backing up my dad's truck to hitch it to a trailer, and I hit a telephone pole. And I knew I hit this telephone pole, right? And I want to say it was like days later. He's outside and he's looking at his bumper, and the bumper is fucked. And he's like, I don't know what happened. I think someone hit me. And I was like, oh yeah, probably in a parking lot, huh? Anyway. Well, parents are really easy to lie to.
Yeah. I hear a lot, you hear parents say that like they know when they're being lied to, which I mean, sure, kids aren't that bright or whatever, but I don't know. Sometimes you think of stuff like that, and you're like, man, I've never admitted to that, like ever. Like it's going to my grave. But your parents also haven't admitted to knowing that you lied, right?
That's true. That is true.
You're both just keeping a secret that's never going to come out unless one of you budges.
I have to get drunk with my dad and see. So moving on to the last story. My story here is it's another question, but there is an actual post attached as well. It is in r/paranormal by user Ghostly Plague Doctor as of 2 years ago. The title is, How do you tell if an apartment is haunted? I was kind of hoping this would be like a how-to guide. It's really not, but anyway, it goes like this. Hi, new time poster, so sorry if the format is wrong, and I don't know grammar. Which is literally the first sentence is the reason I was like, this is the one, I'm picking this. So me and my roommate had moved into an apartment a few days ago. Ever since we moved in, weird stuff had been going on, such as tapping on the closet and windows, the occasional footsteps, and constant feeling of being watched, ceiling fan going faster and louder out of nowhere, and things in the corner of our eyes. We just thought it was the place settling and normal house noises until we were sitting down and chatting when the tapping started. So I, the genius that I am, said 1 tap for yes and 2 taps for no. After that, I asked if someone was here, and instead of the constant tapping, there was only 1 tap. Now we both paranoid, thinking the place is haunted. So I want to know how to tell if our apartment is haunted. And that's the end of the post.
It fucking sounds like it, doesn't it? Like, I mean, the ceiling fan going faster and louder out of nowhere, that's just fans, right?
I can't say I've had experiences with a lot of experiences with ceiling fans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I think I've only had like 2 ceiling fans in my life.
Well, when we lived in Colorado Springs, my room was the only one with a ceiling fan.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And it would do that shit all the time. Oh. So,
well, there you go. That's problem solved.
But no, yeah, I'm just like, okay, so you're hearing random tapping all the time. It's either, I mean, depending on where they live, it could either be bugs or a person living in your walls or ghosts. So
those are the 3 options.
Yeah. Or like a friend messing with you. But man, I'm not going to fucking waste my time going over to a friend's house all the time to try to mess with them until they figure it out, right? I mean, there are crazy people like that, but not me.
I don't have like hobbies other than podcasts. So
and video games.
Yeah, I guess I do play a lot of video games, but that's so not busy, right? Like for podcasting, I have to like at least kind of set stuff up and plan and write. For video games, it's just kind of like I press the play button and I go. But to suggest that I want to go over to a friend's house, which what friends, and hide in their closet and tap on the door and giggle and hope they don't open the closet.
Yeah. A real Blue Velvet situation.
I don't know what that is.
Could occur to that. The movie Blue Velvet, the David Lynch movie. I've never seen a David Lynch movie in my life. I just watched it for the first time. And it's interesting.
Okay.
The whole premise is literally that a guy hides in a closet and then witnesses some weird shit.
Okay. Kind of like Rear Window, but way up close.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first comment on this post is from KK, okay, maybe K Chorister? I used to have the same thing happen to me. I'm almost certain it's just your neighbors. So you can often hear tapping/footstep noises, which is most likely caused from them doing their own thing in their apartment. It could have just been a coincidence that there was one tap, referring to the story of one tap or two. And I cannot find evidence to support your claim. But if you do believe you are being haunted, I suggest looking into previous tenants to see if there were any deaths. In some states, you have to be told if there was a death in your place of residence, right?
I guess I've never been told. We've lived in some pretty old.
I guess statistically,
places.
we had to have lived in the same place as a death, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I completely forgot what the theme of this episode was. I'm like, yeah, it could definitely just be their neighbors.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, me personally, our apartment is soundproof. Our front door and our windows aren't. So if like our neighbors had their windows open and were playing loud music, I could hear it through my window. Or if like they open their front door and they're playing loud music, I can hear it through my front door. But otherwise, I can't hear anything through the walls. So if they were to like knock like directly on my wall, I don't know if I'd hear it.
You should probably set that up. Write them a note. Don't talk to them directly, but
yeah. Okay. So I was just thinking that. I was like, oh, what if I did? Because my neighbor's name is Seth. I'm like, what if I did just knock on his wall every once in a while? I don't even know when he's home half the time, but because it's so fucking quiet.
yeah.
And all my neighbors have dogs, and the only time I ever hear those dogs is when they walk them out of the building, because you can hear people walking up and down the steps because our doors are so thin. But like if they're barking in their apartments, I can't hear any of that. But I was like, what if I start like knocking on his wall to kind of freak him out a little bit? But it would just be annoying, wouldn't it? Me personally, that would be the first thing I assume. I'm like, oh, it's coming from the direction of my neighbor's apartment. It's probably my neighbor.
Probably. I think a fun little gag you could do is if you do like a kind of a scratching or a knocking sound and he confronts you about it, like get really excited and be like, oh my God, I thought it was just me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be, if it was coming from inside the wall, it could be haunting both of us.
Yeah.
But he does not seem like a gullible guy.
It's an efficient ghost. Oh, Seth is a smart guy, huh?
Yeah. Well, he's smarter than some people I've lived near. So.
I live in a duplex right now, so technically it is a house, but it was split down the middle. My neighbors are, it's a father, a mother, and 4 girls of varying ages, and the floor plan is the exact same, just swapped. So when they walk like up and down their stairs, we hear it, we feel it. Right, like their first floor is our first floor, and whenever like if they're stomping, it sounds like someone is stomping on our floor. So, I don't know. We hear a lot of creepy noises here, but it's so justifiable to be like, oh, it's our neighbors.
See, I was gonna say you live in kind of an ideal situation where if you wanted to mess with Jenna, I'm sure you easily could.
Yeah. Okay.
You can.
Good thing she doesn't listen to the podcast.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you could probably just, you know, those little birds you used to see in 80s movies that would like dip into the cup and back out or whatever.
Yes.
You can set like one of those up in like the corner of a hallway closet or something. I don't fucking know, but just hide it from her. Make weird sounds happen all the time and just convince her that it's either A, the fae she already believes in, or
right.
B, a ghost. Or you can put the sounds as close as possible to like her bed, because I'm not sure how the layout works exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But you can just convince her. Well, she would be convinced it's like a ghost or something, but you would be like, no, it's just it's just the neighbors, right?
Oh yeah. Like double gaslight.
Yeah, if she was like not anywhere near a wall that connects to your neighbors, would
I do think her bed is on the opposite side. Yeah. But her closet is against the neighbors, so
it sounded like you could easily get like a little how does she feel about Emma?
I I mean, she's indifferent. Uh,
Hmm.
she's kind of a scaredy cat, so.
Yeah. I was going to say you can get like a little figurine and just kind of move it around.
You
And then
want
if
me
she
to
gets
elf
too
on the shelf my roommate?
Yeah, yeah. And then if she gets too freaked out, she'll be like, we need to get rid of this thing. You act like you threw it away and then just bring it back in and keep
Yes.
putting it
Yes, this is
places.
good. The plan's all coming
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
sure it'll work just fine.
so back to the show.
Mm-hmm.
The second comment to that post was from user Dragontuitively, who says, Sage smudge clears out negative energy, residual or otherwise. Or don't bother. Hauntings are way more common than people think and not really something to worry about. This person has a point, and it actually brings up something that I've wanted to say on this show for a long time. And that is, if ghosts or spirits or, resident dead people, right? If they could physically harm living people, white people would not be around.
Yeah, that's true.
There would be no more of us, is the thing.
Well, that's the thing. Can ghosts hurt people?
I mean,
you hear stories of like scratches and stuff like that, but you don't really hear stories about people being murdered by ghosts.
No, but that's what I'm saying, is like, it doesn't happen. You can get scared, right. Sure.
Yeah, and if ghosts are real, so many people have died. Everybody would be haunted.
There would be ghosts stacked on ghosts.
Yeah, and it would be something not to worry. We wouldn't have this podcast. We wouldn't be talking about this subject right now.
Exactly.
Let's see. Someone named Rosemary Witch 16 responded to that comment with, "I agree with the saging. Their second part, no. Would you really rather live in a haunted place and have to deal with haunted shit constantly? It sounds like living with roommates. I mean, I don't
oh my God. Have you ever lived with someone you like? Oh no, you have. I already know for a fact you have. I was going to ask if you've ever lived with someone you didn't already know, right? Like they are your roommate and that's how you met them.
Yeah, I guess Trey, technically. We hung out a few times before then. And you know what? Now I think about it, Trey didn't spend a whole lot of time in that apartment. He was gone a lot.
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I also shared a bathroom with him. So...
Oh, yeah. Y'all had the standing shower in there?
Yeah. Yeah. So in Philly, that apartment under the 10 college girls, it was an 8-bedroom, 4-bath apartment because it's meant for college kids.
Yeah.
We just got it during
COVID
quarantine, so no college kids were applying. We lucked out. But for some reason, of those 4 bathrooms, only 2 of them had a shower, and it was just a shower. It was like a standing shower, smaller than like a coat closet. And I remember one time after a party, Trey hooked up with someone in that shower, and Trey was a tall dude. I could barely fit in that shower. And I'm just like, dude, how did you guys fit in there? Holy hell. Okay, let's get on this last comment.
Last comment
wrap up things.
From user Kajit Caravan, fan of Skyrim here, shout out, says, this is in all caps, get your wiring checked. Call an electrician. Get your shit checked, please. ...
It's
good
guessing
advice.
This person is an electrician. Yeah. You don't want your apartment to burn down with you in it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. So tapping in the closet, windows, the occasional footsteps, and constant feeling of being watched. The ceiling fan makes sense where this comment would come from, but I don't understand how the rest of that kind of led to that. But still, you should definitely have the maintenance guy look at that.
There are replies to this from Cat the Conqueror. Says, wait, is this a sign of faulty wiring? And then the OC has a response that says, yes, faulty wiring. Oh, no, wait, the OC. The original Caravan. Okay, from the original comment. Says, yes, faulty wiring can royalty fuck with your head via EMF. Part of why they say you shouldn't own too many electronics. Migraines, paranoia, hallucinations, all kinds. Nausea, anxiety. I didn't even finish the whole post. I stopped somewhere around the ceiling fan randomly speeding up. please get your wiring checked. Don't take me for a closed-minded skeptic. But the most rational explanations need to be eliminated before jumping to the paranormal. The most common explanations for sudden paranormal happenings are faulty wiring, surplus electronics, and mental illness. Wow.
EMF, electromotive force, is an energy transfer to an electric circuit per unit of electric charge. Measured in volts, devices called electrical transducers provide an EMF by converting other forms of energy into electrical energy. Or electromagnetic field is an area moving. Yeah. Okay. I was trying to figure out what this guy was going with all that. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I mean it's good to check your wiring for sure, depending on how old the place is.
I wonder if the OP ever responded to that. Well, I mean, if the place is old, then you're and you're renting, your landlord should be checking that wiring.
Well, should be.
Yeah.
You remember
We all know
Patel?
how that goes, though. Yes.
That guy. Wow, that Philly apartment keeps coming up, but God, man, our landlord for that place, like it's very clear that he would rent out to extremely young renters because he didn't give a shit. And anytime we requested maintenance and stuff, we had to hold our rent from him, didn't we?
Yeah, when we first moved in, I don't think Philly requires
air conditioning
apartments and stuff to have air conditioning.
Yeah.
But it was in our lease that we had air conditioning, so we threatened to not pay him the first month's rent because the AC went out the day we moved in.
Yeah,
and
ridiculous.
So, he was not gonna fix it because he didn't want to hire someone. And then when we told him to fix it, he literally just had one of his cousins come fix it. So,
yeah,
and luckily it worked the whole time we lived there. So
for the rest of the time, the same guy, same landlord. Trey's bike was stolen from our back little lot area, and it was a fenced-in area, and it had a lock, but it had been broken. Someone stole the bike. We told Patel about this, and we were like, "Look, we just need it fixed." And he's like, "Can't you put the bike inside?" And we're like, "No. Just fix the fence." And I watched this man try to hammer a screw when fixing this fence. And I took a video of it. I have that video somewhere, but man, I was so annoyed with him.
Yeah, I remember whenever we had the water dripping from that smoke detector, I called him and I was like, "Hey, you need to come get this." Well, I was just like, "You need to go talk to the girls upstairs because I have a feeling their plumbing is royally fucked right now." And he was just like, "Does it have to be fixed?" And I was like, "Unless you want water damage, man."
Yeah. What kind of question is that?
So he came right away and he went and talked to him, and he came talk to me, and he was like, "Yeah, so their bathtub, they just overfilled it on the top floor and it drained out all the way to the bottom floor." And I'm like, "Did she fucking die? She just fucking pass away in the middle of filling up her bathtub? How does that happen?" But I mean, he drained their tub and it fixed the issue. So I don't know. Maybe he was telling the truth.
That's wild.
Yeah. Well, okay. I guess we'll wrap it up. Did you have any Ask X for this one, or?
I honestly couldn't find any that I really liked. However, I will post the ones that I could find.
Okay.
General. Here we go. Here's this one. This one's first. Go ahead.
Why do you never hear about haunted apartments? That was our question.
Insert
I don't
episode.
Know. Maybe the people who are too poor to afford a house are also too poor in the afterlife to be allowed to haunt.
Oh, hauntings take energy, and energy
it's
costs.
I mean, think about it. When you hear about hauntings, it's only these big mansions and stuff. It's rarely a tiny little shack.
That's
Do you ever
true.
hear about or insane asylums and stuff like that? But you ever hear about a ghostly homeless person haunting the bus stop or something?
Haunting the sidewalks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so upsetting.
So yeah, maybe maybe once we're all gone, it's just gonna keep sucking.
What if ghosts are dead homeless people who just want to be in a house and they're trying to scare the residents out.
Oh, yeah. They're like, oh, here's my chance.
Yeah, this is
all I
it.
gotta do is get these people out of here. Yeah. Maybe.
Another sad idea. Here's the last one. I only have 2.
Okay. Reddit. I want my roommate to think our house is haunted. What are some subtle pranks I can try? We already covered this, didn't we?
Did we?
Yeah, with the Jenna.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
conversation.
Okay, no, we already covered that.
Yeah. Elf on the Shelf, your roommate. Like, or you remember when we did the Ouija episode and people were like, I tried burning it and throwing it away and it just kept reappearing. Buy 5 Ouija boards, right? Play with your roommate. Convince them that like a malicious spirit lives in your house. Tell them you're so freaked out you're going to throw away the Ouija board. Throw it away. The next day, put another Ouija board out. It just reappeared, right?
Yeah.
Say you're going to burn it this time. Burn it. Put out another one. And then just keep coming up with more creative ways to dispose of a Ouija board, but it keeps coming back. That's what I'm going to suggest. You
could buy like 5 or 6 of the same doll and just keep those somewhere around the house. That's all I have. I'm not very creative when it comes to pranks. All right. That is going to have to do it for this haunted apartment themed episode. Thank you all for listening. If you have any supernatural stories of your own, you can submit them to us for this show down in the comments or to our Reddit, which is PONDPOD.
Yeah, and we've been a paranormal dudes ever in need of stories to intrigue, perplex, maybe even frighten. So remember, if you can't explain it, post about it. And until next time, stay tuned and keep your apartment haunted free, or at least try to, or ask for a reduction in rent.
Oh, that's they can't even, they can't challenge that.
How are they going to?
EMF.
And then that's why you have the 5 Ouija boards for when they ask for proof.
This one spelled omelet.
All right, bye everybody.